Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. It's Saturday morning and Ian's had his haircut.
Ta-da!
I did it last night for him. Yes, because it was getting a little bit long, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
And people have commented on the vlog about the length of his hair. So, yes, we cut it all off last night. So Saturday morning, it's approaching 10 a.m. We're popping out to the local garden centre, stroke nursery. Not for plants, primarily. We're going for some topsoil and some multi-purpose compost so that we can finish loading up the raised veggie bed, and then we can actually get started on planting and put in all the beans and the peas and the bits of veggie and salad stuff in there that we want to grow, because we're obviously getting towards the end of April, so beginning of May is traditionally the time when there's no more frosts, so we can start putting tender plants out. We have lost, I wouldn't say we've lost any plants to frost yet.
We've lost one bit of a Fatsia japonica.
At leaf. We've lost a few leaves off plants, but nothing major, no total deaths of plants. So that's been really, really good, because we've been bringing them in and taking them out again on a daily basis. So that's where we're going. So we're off to a place called Darfield, which is between Barnsley and Doncaster. And the garden centre is owned by a family called Strawbridge.
Now,
No relation to Dick and Angel Strawbridge with the chateau in France. More's the pity. There we go. Off we go. So I've just been, for the first time in nearly 2 years, I think, I've actually been to the ATM and got some cash out.
cash machine.
Cash! How bizarre.
I would say paper cash, but it's not paper anymore.
No. British notes are now a kind of
Polymer.
a kind of plasticky polymer. But yeah, the first time I've actually needed cash in nearly 2 years.
And you need cash next week to pay for the gravel.
Well, this is true. Yes.
I say gravel.
It's not. It's blue slate chippings.
It's lovely. You'll see it.
I'm kind of excited about it arriving next
as
week.
well.
On Wednesday, it should be arriving.
Does it mean we're getting old, Mike, because we get excited about having some gravel delivered?
Quite possibly.
I was also excited this morning to get a graphic 45 paper pad, which is even more sad, really.
Yes. Ian had ordered the Nature Notebook Deluxe graphic 45 paper pad, which has the chipboard and the stickers in it, because he's going to use them to create some journals with. But yeah, I got very, very excited about it this morning. Plus I got the new Kitsch Flamingo distressing pad as well. So, both excited.
Happy days.
I would say what you're doing, but it's rather obvious.
Yeah, it's a packing case that a piece of machinery came in from Karen's husband, Steve. And it's the most amazing planter. It came like this, if you believe it. All they've done is taken the top off it to get the piece of the machine out. And it's the planter. Just the right size, just the right depth.
And of course, you're painting it green.
What a surprise.
To go with everything else.
We've also dug out this afternoon, remember?
Yes, we have. We've cut a piece into the side of the lawn there, because that is where my greenhouse is going. It's an invisible greenhouse. Do you like it? Mr. Bentley's inspecting everything. So we've been up to, let me turn round actually. We went up to the garden centre this morning to get some compost. So we've got 360 litres worth of multi-purpose compost just to finish off that. And we're going to dig in with all the topsoil and the loam and everything else that's gone in there. But while we're in there, I found an old Belfast sink, or what you might call a butler sink, which is an old antique one, which is going to be perfect for putting succulents and semperviviums and echeverias and that kind of thing in. So I bought that as well, but they're delivering that because it was far too heavy for me to get in the car. So I'm having that delivered along with the multi-purpose compost. But also Ian bought a load more plants as well. It's going to be a very, very packed garden when we're done. You're not going to be able to move for plants.
I hope so.
See all that lot on there? Yeah, he's bought all that today. I don't know where it's going to go.
In the garden. Well, it's been all go since we saw you last. We now have our bean poles in. These are to grow our runner beans. The runner beans are not planted yet, they're in the house. We've got our sweet peas in. Before I say anything, I know there's a lot going up each pole, but they came in 2 little plant pots and there was loads of them, so I thought, well, plant them all. My broad beans though are looking incredibly well. They love it out here. And I've built a little wigwam for them to, string wigwam for them to climb up. I'm really pleased with them. They are just so big and so very strong. Plus, I've got my sugar snap peas. I think these are the purple ones. But what I think is really cute is the way they hold on. Just, I'm holding on for dear life. But I've planted 2 at each one of the canes, and I had a spare one, so I've put a piece of string weighed down by a rock to the top. So the bed is coming on beautifully. What I really need now is to get some carrots etc. in, but it's a little bit cold and we've had all the nice weather and we're due to have rain. Thanks me for the Wizard of Oz, isn't it? We're due to have we're due to have rain for a full week now. So at least they're all in here and they're doing their thing. The rest of the garden is coming on beautifully. I think Matt may have shown you, but the cartwheel that we got the other week, the fern is just getting ready to throw its fronds out. It is going to be really big, is that one. We've got a little bit of colour in the garden at the moment with the I can't remember what they're called. We've got 2. I've forgotten. My mind's gone again. So yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. Later on in the week we've got to put the gravel in, or rather the slate chippings, which means we'll have to dig out those 2 and put them in the front. The hostas are doing very well and the little bedding plants that I bought are doing well as well. So all in all, I'm very pleased with the garden and just can't wait for the vegetable bed to start producing. I love my vegetables. We've got lettuce and stuff to put in as well for salads. But yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Despite the black clouds, Mike the joiner, Mike the carpenter, is preparing the gravel boards to go in on the edges of the path.
I've done that side.
Hang on, let's say hello. Say hello.
So I've done the gravel boards at this side.
Okay.
Right, so they've got all the spikes on.
All ready to bang in.
All ready to go into the soil.
Yeah.
The fact that it's rained makes it easier because obviously the soil is going to be a little bit softer, not rock hard and concrete.
Excellent.
So once that's in, I'm just doing the finishing touches to the last piece over on this one. These two little pieces, or these two pieces, just need to be joined together, and then that's better.
Screws are not brilliant, are they?
No.
So yeah, so it's the slate has arrived. It's in the bag outside.
Yes.
And it's just starting to rain.
Obviously, because I'm working. So we just need to dig out the rhododendrons now and get the weed suppressant membrane down, and then we can start barrowing all the blue slate chippings into the two beds here and preparing the ground ready for the greenhouse.
Ooh.
I know.
Exciting
times. As Ian said earlier, the blue slate chippings arrived early this morning. Beds all cleared, and they've just put them here on the drive. There we go. Big, beautiful blue slate chippings. So that's what's going to go in those two beds. And once we've moved those rhododendrons and put them in there. So looking forward to it. So just before it actually chucks it down with rain, I know it's probably been seen a couple of times just in the background, but I never actually showed you the Belfast sink, did I? Or the Butler sink. So this is the sink itself. I've got some plants already. So I've got some semperviviums, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types. I have a small white saxifrage, and I've also got some muscari. So this is the grape hyacinth. This is a spring flowering plant, but it's a bulb. So I'm going to plant those underneath, and they'll come up every spring. Whereas the semperviviums, and I'll get some echivarias as well to put in, and a couple of other kind of rockery plants to put in the sink. And I've got some rocks already, which we've actually dug out from the garden. So that piece there and that piece were actually buried in the soil, so they'll get put in to create a kind of mini rock garden. And then now that we've actually got the slate chippings down, as you can see, and at the other side, he wants to go back in now because it's started to rain, which all now looks lovely. So that's the patch where the greenhouse is going to go, but we're going to be putting pots on either side. So, and Ian bought himself some delphiniums to go over there, so they'll grow really tall. Yes, hang on. Go on, in you get. It's such a lightweight, he doesn't like the cold. Yes, he's got some delphiniums to put over in that corner behind Pubert for a bit of height, because that's what it's lacking at the moment. Although we have got some alceas there, so these will eventually get up to about here. Yeah, up to about there. So that'll also give us some height in the garden as well. And of course the Montana will grow right the way up and over. So there you go. So we're approaching the end of April. This coming Saturday is the 1st of May, which means obviously a new Mission Inspiration is going to be happening. But also, as a measure that the UK is kind of getting back to normal, is that I've been able to restock all but one of my stencil designs on the website. So when I say restock all but one, the one that I can't restock, or I'm not restocking, is one of the Halloween ones, and there's no real point in just a little bit further later on in the year. So all the other designs that I'm keeping, because I have retired some, are all in stock now. So, and I've also restocked the art tag sets. So if you were waiting for the art tags, obviously I've not been able to load huge amounts of stock onto the website. I've only been able to afford, because obviously business hasn't been as new as usual, like a limited amount. So, but there are tag sets on there now for those that have been waiting for them. And also I've been sat the last couple of days kind of designing and doing new designs. I've already got a further 4 designs that I've had prototypes, which I really like. These are my favourite 4 that I've done for a while. One in particular called Bamboozle. I think it's a great name, but I think it's going to be a great one for art journaling and putting texture in, background texture down. So looking forward to being able to get dirty with that one. So, well, like I said, I've done 4 new ones which I hope to release over the entire of May. So I'll actually do 2 at the beginning and 2 possibly kind of like midway through May, just to kind of spread the cost of obtaining the stock. Because of course what a lot of people don't realise is if I buy lots of stock in, then that's money just sitting on a shelf, you know, until somebody buys it. So having lots of money tied up in stock is something that, as I'm gradually getting back into the swing of things again and business is starting to pick up, you know, I have to be very careful about, you know, making sure that I'm not holding on to too much stock. I have enough kind of cash flow to keep the business going, to pay bills, and to purchase, you know, new resources and stuff. So there you go. So to finish off the week, go and fill your baskets. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.